Welcome to another 101 with AFROPOLiTAiN magazine. I'm your host, Kezia Makundu, and today we are having with us directly from Nigeria, Lyric, Lyric, but not simply Lyric. We have a Grammy Award winner producer in the house today. Lyric, how are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. How have you been too?
Good. Were you in New York yesterday?
Yes, I was.
Did you feel the earthquake?
I did.
Oh my
It was
goodness.
my first experience. It
Really?
was, yeah. It wasn't too crazy, but I felt
No, it
there.
wasn't too crazy, but
Yeah.
I was sitting on my couch working and my couch was just
I
moving
was
by
doing
itself.
laundry actually. I
Oh.
was doing my laundry and then I was like, is this the machine? Is
Oh.
this the train? And then I got upstairs and everybody was like, did you feel that? I'm like, oh my God.
As soon as I saw that, I was like, let me check Twitter because if Twitter says
Yeah,
something, that means
exactly. I
we're
went
not
straight to
crazy.
Twitter and I'm like, everybody, New York, New York, what's going on? I'm like, oh my God.
That was an interesting moment. And then, you know what happened? We went back to the regular program.
Like everybody was like, nobody died. All right, let's move on.
Let's move on. On that note, let's get started. So, Lyric, you are coming from a very artistic, creative family. Your
Hmm.
dad is a famous artist, stage designer. I think one of your siblings also is in a music industry.
Yeah.
Um, for you, was it obvious that you was going to pursue a creative career, or this is something that you had to kind of like develop and nourish over the years?
I would say it wasn't something that was from the get-go I knew I was gonna do. I was trying to play basketball.
Oh,
I play
okay.
I love sports. I play sports.
Balling.
Yeah, I play sports. Music was along the way. You know, it's a combination of graphic arts. I paint as well. So it's a combination of all those things, and music is just right there in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
You know, connecting all of it, and
Okay.
I think that's what pulled me to music.
So it wasn't really just, oh, my dad is into this,
Let me
my
make music.
sibling.
Nah, it
No.
wasn't that. It wasn't that at all.
So what basically made you go that way?
I think it was when I realized I was great at making music.
Oh,
I was
okay.
good at making like, I started making for my friends, and I was good at it. I'm like, I
There's
could
something.
just put some more energy in there,
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess we're not going to see you in the basketball court no more.
I mean, for fun.
For fun?
Yeah.
So basically, so can you describe me your journey from starting producing music at 13 years old all the way to now being a Grammy Award winner producer? Like, can you give us like um, an explanation on how, from
The
point
journey.
a journey, yeah.
I'd say it's been crazy because times have changed. In the middle of the journey, times have
Really?
changed. We've gone from taping on CDs to MP3s to burning CDs to not burning CDs. So it's been very educative, I would say.
Okay.
Um, Not so easy, but very educative in having to transition from a phase of making music to, because when I started making music, we used some software called Sonar and Cakewalk Pro Audio. It was a long time ago, and over the years, those softwares have developed into, now we have AI softwares. So it's been great,
Okay.
but
Well,
still you have to change with the times.
so I guess what's the difference between being a producer at 13 years old and being a producer at 33 years old?
Not much has changed. Not much has changed. What has changed is just how we do it now.
Okay.
Yeah, just how we do it.
Do you like it better now or the before?
Um, I can't really choose
You
because
can't really choose.
we do things according to the times.
You got a point. You
If I
got a
was trying
point.
to send you a letter 100 years ago, I'll go to a post office, or
True that.
and now I could just text you. So
True that.
I
True
can't
that.
say I preferred now to then. So
Okay. I guess now we have a little bit, I guess technology allows us to do a little bit
exactly,
more.
exactly. So the different ways to get things done.
Interesting. Interesting. So you from Nigeria, uh, in the landscape of Nigerian music, obviously the stakes are high, the Nigerian scene is in the front line.
Mm-hmm.
You as a producer, how do you self-set apart? Like what made you today the lyric that you are, the repetition that you have, your workload? Like how are you able to stand out as a producer in this, you know, big music
Big
scene?
mix. I see. With the number one factor I would say is originality.
Okay.
Finding a way to have my own sound, even though I consume so much of the African music.
Okay.
I have to create my own sound out of all of this, and I stuck with it over the years. What I've been making ever since is what I'm still making.
Okay.
You understand? So that consistency is key.
Okay. You were able to craft your own style and just develop it without necessarily, you know, having to look like someone else.
Exactly.
Interesting. So, that being said, what do you think people like to work with you?
Why do I think?
Yeah.
Why do I think? I mean, I'm good.
I mean, you can say that. I'm good. That's
Yeah,
a good answer.
You know,
I'm asking you that question because obviously you won, you know, you are a Grammy Award-winning producer, and wanted to ask you basically your relationship with Burna Boy. You know, how did it start? What was the journey working with him? How do you made that decision that okay, this combo right there, that's the winning team? So like, what made you want to obviously work with him? What did he like about you? What's your relationship look like with
Okay.
Burna?
So before I met Burna, I've been
Yeah, okay.
making music in Port Harcourt. It's a city in Nigeria.
In Nigeria, okay.
I've been making music for some of the artists out there. So Burna wasn't like my first musician I was working with. So when I met him, there was something very different about him, and I knew. You
Okay.
understand? So I was like,
you knew he was special.
I knew he was special, and I met him in a very, very uncommon circumstance. A friend of mine called me, hey, my friend just got back from London. We're looking for a studio. Are you available? I'm like, yeah, why not? Come through.
Why not?
And then he came with Burna.
Okay.
And then we made 2 songs, and then some people heard the songs started moving around, and we got signed to the same label. And we're here today.
And the name goes on. Okay. So what's the day in the studio with Burna Boy X LeriQ?
Whoa. Cooking up.
Just cooking up.
Cooking up like all day. It's a mashup of ideas.
Okay.
He's really talented, and I enjoy working with talented musicians because at the end of the day, the kind of music I make relies on a musician to sing on it, not just an instrumental piece of music. So I always look for an artist that could complement, you know, what I'm trying to achieve with the sound.
Okay, and he's that guy.
He's that guy.
I like that. So you as a producer, can you explain me your concept of, you know, your producer album, The Lost Sound? So obviously, it's heavy body work. I mean, I'm just going to mention a couple artists there. We got Wendy Cole, we have Wizkid, Fino, Two-Face, we see Burna,
Casper,
Casper. I mean, we can go on.
We could go on.
We can go on. But I will say, as a producer, how are you able to obviously bring in all of those artists? And I think also, how do you explain, you know, such the ability to be such diverse into what you do?
So I'll give out this little secret to producers out there. When I started making music, I remade every hit song.
You remade every hit song
for my personal consumption.
So when you say that, are we talking about song you made or any song?
Any hit song. Like any hit song that was a hit.
Okay.
I remade it. Be it R&B, be it pop, be it rock, be it whatever. I just remade it for my personal listening. Okay. So over the years, that has, you know, affected my diction, my sound bank, basically. And yeah.
Interesting. You remade every song. So
not every song.
No,
every
I mean
hit
not
song,
every hit song, but I will say, do you think doing that now you were able to, not being the best at what you do, but were you, so my question is, when you were remaking those hit songs, were you looking for a mistake, or were you be like, I feel
No,
like
I
I
wasn't
can,
looking for mistakes.
I feel like I can bring my style to it and make it even more of a hit song.
No, at all.
No, not at all.
I was just trying to duplicate what I'm hearing.
Okay.
I was trying to train my ears.
So an exercise.
Basically, that's what it is.
Got it. An exercise. Okay. Okay. That's an interesting approach. I would say everybody has a different way of.
This was when I started making music. Way
Do you still do
earlier.
that from now to time?
No, I don't. I don't
don't?
do it anymore. I don't do covers. I don't do that anymore. I focus on making something new every time.
Okay.
At this point.
Okay, so we'll get back
there.
to that. So as an artist, you signed with Sony Music Africa. How did that influence your trajectory in the music industry in the Nigerian scene and also in the international level?
Yeah, it was, as at that time, it was 2015. It was one of the biggest deals.
Okay.
In the space as a producer.
Yeah.
Having to put together this body of work and having Sony Music publish it. It was eye opener. It was a pioneering move for a lot of producers.
I like that.
Yeah. So yeah. We've had more producers put out body of work after that period.
Okay, so you basically, I'm not gonna say you're an innovator, but you basically made a shift in the industry that now people embrace by doing that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
And so are you working on another producer album?
I'm working on the sequel to that, like a The Lost Sounds 2.
Oh,
so
when can we expect that?
Maybe Christmas this year.
Oh, it's not too far.
Not too far.
Couple months of wait.
Yeah.
Okay, can we get a snippet on who's going to be involved? No? Okay. Then it's just sip. So you talked about your journey and some of the challenge. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the challenge you've encountered to your career and how you were able to successfully, go through them? Like, what was the process of going through those challenges, knowing that, obviously, we are on the African continent, Nigeria. How were you able to go through all of that?
I think the most challenging part of this journey has been the transition from physical copies of music to streaming.
Okay.
Having your fan base having direct contact with you. I think that was very challenging to know how to balance everything. But over time, I think I figured it out. Because when we started making music, there was no Instagram, there was no Twitter.
True
so
that.
your music has to go to a distribution where they have to burn physical CDs and you have to get them to the marketers and getting them around. Now I can be in my room, make a hit song, and everybody hears it today.
True.
So that was very challenging to switch because you could get stuck in your ways, and being able to transition and unlearn some things was challenging, but paid off.
Any other, like, I'm not going to say industry, but more like personal challenges or like difficulties to work with people?
There's always difficulties to work with people. Turnaround time too as well. When someone says, "Oh, send me a beat, I'll do a verse for you," and then you send, and it takes 2 weeks, 3 months, 1 year. Sometimes you don't get the verse back.
Is that common?
I wouldn't say it's common, but it happens. Everybody's timeline is different.
It's different. So basically, someone asks you for a beat on Monday, you might not have the
and he gets on the plane and he's on tour, and then there's another beat sent, and then he's recording his project, and then there's another feature. It's tricky, but
it's tricky. Okay,
but we'll make it happen.
That's the most important.
Yeah.
So, do you have any creative routine? What is a day in the studio with LeriQ look like? Like, how do you get started? Like, how do you know that, okay, now I'm ready to...
Literally, I just keep my ears open.
Okay.
Anything could spark an inspiration, could become a song,
Okay.
And literally anything.
Anything. So you just hear a sound and just be like,
I'm just aware. I'm just very much aware. When
Very
I'm saying I'm working today, my ears are on steroids.
Okay, I like that. The ear is on steroids. So anything...
Any melody, any rhythm that sounds like, okay,
Okay, and then from there you just...
From TV, from radio, from somebody's phone call, from outside, somebody shouting outside, anything.
Anything can become a hit record.
Anything can become a hit record.
I like that. I like that. Outside of, so we talked about music and everything. Do you have any other interest outside of music? I guess
Um,
you were a baller
I
before, but
paint. I paint.
what
I
kind
do
of art do
wood
you paint?
carving. I do wood carvings too. But
Okay.
music is hella jealous.
Really? So that means when you're trying to do other things,
She's
it's like
like,
music is calling you in the back end and just like, come back over here.
come back, come back, come back.
So that means, okay, so,
I do sometimes, but not like I used to before music,
okay.
Like, yeah, I paint, I play sports,
We're gonna have to,
I like driving.
you're gonna have to show us what you paint so we can show our
Okay, I'll send it to
viewers,
you. I'll send
your
it to
type
you.
of type of art that you do. But I will say you're kind of like a full-on artist from music to,
I mean, it's all connected if you think about it
yeah.
properly. It's all connected. It's just outlets, just
It's a different, yeah, you're right. It's a different
to
outlet.
express, yeah. And
Interesting.
yeah.
Interesting. In the music industry, do you have any like dream collab that you want to do as a producer? Like, do you have an artist that you like? Oh, this one I need to get it on.
There are few artists that I think I want to work with.
Whether they are Nigerian or not, like they
yeah,
could be
no,
anybody.
yeah, like sonically. Most of the times I talk sonically, not there's no bias. It's just
Okay.
how does this sound?
Can you give us a few names?
Doja is on my list.
Ooh, Doja. Ooh.
Doja is on my list.
She's creative, that one.
Yeah. J. Cole is on my list.
Okay. Doja, J. Cole, we coming for you. Just wait for our phone call.
Who else? Let's see. Rema. I want to do a song with Rema, yeah.
Okay.
I want to do a song with Rema.
That's doable.
It's very doable.
That's very doable. Okay, I want to hear that.
I mean, he's on my radar,
He's on your radar.
Yeah, he is.
I can see you do something cool with Rema. I can see that happen. I'm not mad at that. But you know what really do you know what really the one out of the three? What? Doja.
Yeah, Doja is at the top. Yeah.
That right there, I definitely want to see that happen.
I like how her dynamic in the music.
Yes, she just being herself. She just do what she wants creatively, which I think it's a good thing for an artist to be able to
express themselves
exactly
the way they want, yeah.
And set the tone, or on the music that you have you ever come across someone who was trying to kind of like get you off your game, or more like, oh, I don't like how you do this, I don't like how you do that, it's better if you do this, like?
I mean, for the kind of music I make,
yeah.
If you're coming to me, you're coming for me to do it the way I do it.
Okay.
So you're not just coming to get a song made and I think I want it this way, I want it that way. No, you're coming to get a lyric produced song.
Yeah, so he has to be your way anyway.
Not has to be my way, but like we know the end point. We know what we're gonna get at the end.
True.
Yeah.
True. So you are a dad.
Yes, I am.
Are you a cool dad?
I must be.
You must be?
I must
what that? Okay, explain that to me. Explain that to me.
I mean, I try to be fun, so I must be.
Okay. You know, that's a question for your kids. Next time, if I see them, I'll be like, is your dad cool?
I'm sure. I'm way too cool sometimes.
You way too cool?
I'm way too cool. Yeah.
Oh.
They won't be like, don't let them do that.
Oh, she's the tougher one.
On them, yes.
I can see that.
I'm way too cool.
You way too cool?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay, Daddy, you way too cool. So, as a person, in the music industry, we see how this career could be difficult, on the African continent. Do you have any words for the younger generation who would want to, follow your footsteps in the music industry, whether as an artist, as a producer, like? What advice could you give to I would say a younger lyric out of Nigeria or any other countries in Africa?
I think the one thing that I stood by was originality.
Okay.
And consistency. Just if it works, just keep doing it, And at some point, it's gonna make sense.
Okay, if you works, just keep doing it. I guess practice make you.
Consistency, and originality in the music industry. That's what keeps you apart from everybody else, because there's so much music out there, so much.
What do you see the African continent, the African music scene? Where do you see that in the next couple of years?
Honestly, I think it's going to be bigger than what it is, because a lot of people think music from Africa is just Afrobeat. But there's so
many genres.
from Africa. So if they keep expanding, if the music scene in Africa keeps expanding the way it is right now, in 10 years we're gonna have a black African rock star, you know.
I like that, a black African rock star.
That makes rock music, proper rock music.
I'm not mad at that. I could see that happen, like a little ding 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 on the guitar or whatever. But
I mean, we've been had them.
Yeah.
So like just more on a more global scale now, where the industry is at.
Yeah. Okay, so bigger than ever within the next 10 years.
Exactly.
Where do you see yourself in the next 10 years?
Probably in a studio somewhere on a mountain. Honestly.
So that means you are going to do music for I'm not gonna say for the rest of your life, but
yeah, literally for the rest of your life.
For the rest of your life. Okay.
I mean, I started making music because I discovered I was good at it, not because of something else.
Yeah.
So
why stop now?
Like, I would just keep making music.
Yeah.
Whether it's out, it's coming out, it's not coming out, I just keep making music.
Okay. Can you give me, what's the difference you think between, let's say when you back home you're producing a song, right now you're in New York, like do you feel like the workflow is different? Like the music scene, like the do's and don'ts, the like, don't like?
The workflow is different, yes.
Yeah.
It's very active. It's very active out here, and the collaborative spirit is very, very strong out here. You know,
Ooh,
everybody's trying to work.
Yeah.
Let's cook up, let's make something, you know.
So we can literally come out the building, someone say, let's cook up something, and that's it, we're in the studio.
And you never know, yeah.
I like that. I like that. Well, LeriQ, I guess you already told us that, you know, you got your part 2 coming out. What can we expect from you? You know what, before my last question, I always ask that to anybody that comes. Teach me a word in your dialect.
My dialect?
Yeah.
Okay.
What dialect do you speak?
It's called Efik.
Efik.
From Akwa Ibom. Yeah. I'm from Akwa Ibom. I'll teach you Sosongo.
Sosong.
No, it's Sosongo.
Oh, Sosongo.
Something like that, yeah.
Sosongo.
Yeah.
Okay.
It means thank you.
Thank you. Okay. I like that. Sosongo. Okay.
The G is not so strong. It's
Sosongo.
Yeah.
Okay. So, or if I say that anywhere in Nigeria, do they understand, or not
everywhere in Nigeria?
I mean, not everywhere, but I would say, is it a common language?
It is. It is.
Okay, so that means next time I'm around Nigeria, I could be like, Sosongo.
Yeah.
Okay.
They'll get you.
Thank you. I like that. So before we leave, you talk to us about, you know, your next, you know, producer album coming. Like, what can we expect from LeriQ in the next couple months, next year? Like,
you know, if like I said, the album is out in December, so probably look out for a new single.
Okay.
Before the album drops.
New single before the album drops. All right. We'll be on the on the lookout. Well, LeriQ, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you for having me too.
Best of luck for everything, and we're looking forward to see you more.
Thank you.